Oh my god, man. I've never in my life tasted hot chocolate that tasted that much like a mouthful of chemicals.
This is some mutated cross between a Twinkie and cornbread as far as taste goes.
How the heck could I mess this up so much?
This can, if you eat a can of this stuff, that's your saturated fat for the day. Yeah, the first disturbing thing is when you open the can and see these red streaks of stuff inside that I don't see with other types of chili that cost more than $1. This stuff is hideous. The rubber gloves have served me well with this crap. After 4.5 minutes in the microwave, this wasn't even hot, it was only lukewarm. I don't know if it's because maybe my microwave's a wuss, maybe it's just given up on life.
My torment continues.
Howdy, folks.
I thought I was done with these Ashens parody videos. I really did. And for a couple of months at least, I was. But times change, seasons change, and eventually so do the inventories of cheap stuff and dollar stores and stuff. And after a recent visit to the dollar store, my Ashens rip-off-itis has come out of remission. Oh joy, time to make another bunch of videos that's gonna make legions of humorless Brits make fun of me from across the pond. Whatever. Now, do you remember Southgate beef stew all those months ago? If not, it was the one that went like this. Southgate beef stew. It looks like dog food with vegetables floating in it. Textured vegetable protein product added. Basically, textured vegetable protein product is, I can't believe it's not meat. Your problems will begin when you open this can and get a load of that smell as you're trying to spoon this crap into a bowl or whatever you cook this type of stuff in. I don't know, maybe to evoke the whole Old West feel, there's this smell like a horse stable that hasn't been cleaned in a while that hits your nostrils as you're dumping this stuff out. It makes you wonder, what in the world have I gotten myself into? Eventually you start hearing all these kabooms and explosions from bits and pieces of the stew blowing up, hence the really messy bowl. A nice heaping mouthful of textured vegetable protein product in 3, 2, 1. Giant mouthful of grease. That's probably where all the saturated fat comes from. This is the kind of food you get someone to eat on a dare. I highly don't recommend trying to live off of this stuff. Although, despite the textured vegetable protein product, they do manage to pull off kind of a beef stew-ish taste once you get past the mouthful of grease. Now cast those memories of textured vegetable protein product aside and prepare yourselves for whatever lurks in this can. Southgate chili with beans. The art of discovery. Well, that's not exactly what you should put on a can of cheap dollar store chili. But anyways, apparently the folks at Southgate, the same folks responsible for that textured vegetable protein product, beef stew with the I can't believe it's not meat, have decided to make some chili. This should be interesting. At least I'm not seeing any disclaimers so far on the can about textured vegetable protein product, and it's USDA passed. Lovely. What do we have for nutrition here? Nutrition facts. 2 servings per container, so double the numbers you see. Saturated fat, 30%, so 60% saturated fat. Sodium, 37%, so a little over 2/3-ish of your daily sodium for the day just from this can. That's an improvement over the beef stew, which gave you all the fat and all the salt or all the sodium for an entire day from a single can. So it's slightly less unhealthy in terms of being a salt bomb. What do we got for ingredients? Water. Beef. Beef? Yes! Meat! Real meat! Beef, beans, modified food starch, textured soy protein concentrate. Oh no, that's not enough. Oh man, that's not another I hope that's not another filler thing. We'll just see what it tastes like. Caramel color added. Oh, yeah. Caramel color added to the soy protein concentrate. So there is some, I can't believe it's not meat in this stuff, apparently. Chili pepper. Oh, good. It's got that stuff at least. Tomato paste, salt, onion powder, blah, 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 blah. It's chili. I think we all know what's in it, hopefully. So that's our serving suggestion and stuff like that. What do we got over here? Chili con frijoles. Hey, cool. They have a Facebook and a Twitter and something you can text things to. Oh, that's what the art of discovery, that's what the discovery thing was. Ooh, look, art. Because, the place to learn about art paintings and fine art and stuff like that is on a can of dollar store chili. Well, we'll see just how cheesy this stuff is. How do we make this stuff? Is there any kind of instructions whatsoever anywhere on the can? Uh-oh. No preparation instructions. So you got the front, you've got the nutrition facts, you've got a barcode and some things you can do on Facebook and Twitter, and something about art, but no directions whatsoever on how to make this stuff. So we're gonna have to wing it. Oh boy, this will be exploding all over my microwave after a couple of minutes, that's for sure. Does this thing have an expiration date? Nope, just some stuff on the bottom from the looks of it. So who's it made by? Packed by Vietti Foods, Southgate Avenue in Nashville, Tennessee. So maybe they just used the name because of the town, and it's not the same people? I don't know, it's just Southgate on it, and the Southgate beef stew is kind of... It was edible, I'll give it that much. Anyways, time to go get the can opener and see what we've got lurking within. Be right back. Okay, well, no funky smell after taking the top off, much unlike what happened with the beef stew, where it smelled like a barn that hadn't been cleaned in a while. I said, hey, doesn't this evoke the whole Old West feeling, or something like that? What does this stuff look like coming out of the can? A little gross, but then again, it's chili. I mean, what are you expecting there to be in this stuff? Let's see... Oh, it actually, unlike Hormel, it actually dumps right out of the can without having to scoop any of it. And judging from the looks of it, there is some stuff in there. Beans, obviously, and some other stuff. Let's get the rest of it out with the spoon. Now, with no preparation instructions. Hopefully I can do this without... Oh, wait a minute. Unlike the Hartford House stuff, doesn't even fill up the bowl. Interesting. I know I shouldn't be doing this, but let's do a little preliminary taste with what's left on the spoon. Tastes like chili. Oh, it's got a bit of the cheesiness of the cheap beef stew earlier. Anyways, wow, it doesn't even fill the bowl. I think even the Hartford House chili did better than that. Let's pop it in the microwave and just wing it and see if we can make this stuff without it blowing up all over the microwave or nuking my entire neighborhood. Be right back. Well, as usual, as is the case with this kind of stuff, there were kabooms and explosions, and you can see some of the splotches through the plate that I put over the top, so this stuff wouldn't end up all over my microwave. But, let's see here. Well, there's a little bit of red stuff along the side, which I'll presume is like chili powder and stuff like that, but the overall soupiness of this, it's definitely soupier than the Hormel stuff. The question is, though, what does it taste like? As you see some of this red stuff here and whatnot. Alright, well, once again, it's time for you folks to stare at the can while I try this stuff out, and hopefully not spill it all over the rug. Okay, after about 3.5 minutes, since there were no preparation instructions, I hope it's hot enough to eat. Alright, Southgate chili in 3, 2, 1. Interesting. It doesn't look as gross as the Hartford House stuff did, coming out of the microwave, but it doesn't have as much kick. This stuff is somewhere between the Hartford House stuff that I tried earlier and the Hormel stuff, which is bland as all heck. But it's edible, I'll say. It looks like crap, but it's got some taste to it. It's tastier than Hormel. but it's not as tasty as the Hartford House stuff, which might be good. I think the Hartford House stuff, if I remember right, was a salt bomb. This stuff was a little less of a salt bomb. Unfortunately, the lack of non-liquid ingredients, as we saw, with being able to dump this stuff straight out of the can, ultimately mean that what we have here in this chili is more along the lines of chili soup. So it's kind of like somewhere between soup and chili. Either way, let's finish the rest of this while it's still warm from being cooked and stuff. 3.5 minutes in my crappy microwave seems to have done the trick. And that's a wrap. All in all, I think I nailed it right when I started eating this stuff. It is kind of like chili soup. It's got more flavor than the Hormel stuff that you pay way more than $1 for, but it's nowhere near as thick. Gives me an idea. Wonder if I should take maybe this stuff or Hartford House and mix it with a can of Hormel to get something with lots and lots of beans and beef and also lots of flavor as well. Interesting idea, and a way to save some money here and there if you don't just eat this stuff straight without mixing it with something else. Although if I really wanted to, I suppose I could use this stuff as Sloppy Joe sauce. It's certainly runny enough for it. What do you expect for $1? Yeah, I know. I think a lot of my biases were simply because it said Southgate on it. And last time I had something with this word on the can, it said it was textured vegetable protein beef stew. So, actually, I could taste a little bit of the filler meat in there. There was a bit of that taste that I remember from the dollar store beef stew all those many moons ago. But I'd say it's edible. If you're sick of dollar store soup, give dollar store chili a whirl. Even if it's this stuff. Till next time, this is MultimediaJay signing off. Thanks for stopping by, and bon appetit!